Hello and welcome to a demo of Zidebar by Zenso. So Zidebar is a app that Zenso has built that allows you to upload files from both Microsoft Outlook and from directly on iMIS. You upload the files to SharePoint, the files get saved in SharePoint in a logical order, and then a link gets added to iMIS so that you can easily open and view those files that are attached. So to demo this, we're going to start off in Microsoft Outlook, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to bring up the Zidebar app and upload a file to a contact. So you can see I'm in Microsoft Outlook for the web. This add-in works for both the web and the desktop version, both the old and the new version of the desktop Microsoft Outlook. All you have to do in order to bring up the app is select the email that you want to upload, click on the apps button, and then select the iMIS app. So this iMIS app is customizable, the logo that you actually see here. At the moment, I'm on the AEU system, so I'm demoing from that. That's why it's got the AEU logo, but you can have your own logo there. When you upload, you get presented with this sidebar within your Outlook app, which allows you to select the type of contact you want to upload to. So it's a drop-down list. You can upload to any contact within the iMIS database, to any organization or employers, any cases, or a custom IQA. But for now, we're just going to do contacts, and I'm going to search for myself. So I can show you how it works. You can see the list brings up two people. You can actually upload to multiple people at the same time, the same email, so that will upload the file multiple times to SharePoint and link it to multiple profiles within iMIS. I'm only going to select my profile, and then you can add a note that makes sense about this email if you want. The notes are completely optional. If you add a note, it appears slightly different in iMIS. So I'll show you how that works when we get to the iMIS side. But if I wanted to add a note, meeting email, I could do that. And then all I have to do to upload the email is select one at the bottom. It will upload the email to SharePoint and give you a notification that it has succeeded. We'll go have a look at that in iMIS in just a second, but while we're in this app, I just wanted to quickly show you, you can also search by employers, cases. So if I went to cases and search, I can still search a contact name. And what that will do is it'll show any case that's linked to that contact. Cases is using the case module, which Zenso also built, which is another add-on. Or you can search by custom IQA. If you choose this, you put in the location of your IQA, just like you would in iMIS, and the search parameter that you want to use. There are some restrictions around how the IQA has to be set up, but we have example ones that you can follow. So let's go over to iMIS. So I'm looking at my contact in iMIS. I'm just going to refresh the page because then my new note and email will be there. So on a standard contact page, you get a new tab which has notes and attachments. You can rename this obviously to whatever you want it to be, but you'll see in here there should be a staff email note. It was created by Test Generic because that's the email account I was logged in at. I can then click on that note, and what that will do is it'll bring up a pop-up which will show me all the information about this note. You can assign a deadline to the note, you can assign it to a particular person, you can mark whether it's action, put action notes, mark it as high priority, for example, add new attachments to this note, or download the actual email that's linked to this note. So if I click this download button, what that will actually do is it will download the file directly to my computer, the email file. And if I open that, then it'll open in Outlook desktop, because that's my default Outlook program on the computer. It's open on the other screen. I'll just bring it across to show you. Sorry, my computer's just been a bit slow. There you can see the emails come up, the calendar invite, so it's trying to put it in my calendar. Because I've marked this note as a high priority, if I update this, what it will do is it'll update the note and then close the pop-up. And you can see the note is now marked as a high priority and moved to the top of the list because it's a high priority. You can also see below the notes section, there's a list of all the logged emails that have been logged to this account. And you can see there's my email there. Let's say this name of this email doesn't make sense to me. I can rename it as simply as selecting it and calling it something else, and then saving that change. That will update the record in iMIS, so it makes more sense. I can also download the email directly from this IQA, delete the email from this IQA, and open it. Now, if I choose to open this email, what this will do is this will actually open my Microsoft SharePoint account and show me the email on another tab. In order to see this, I have to have access to the SharePoint account that's linked to this setup. While we're in SharePoint, I'm just going to quickly show you how the folder structure works. So in SharePoint, you can see there is a whole heap of folders with numbers. These are the iMIS ID numbers. So if I go into this iMIS ID number, you can see all the files that have been uploaded for this contact. Cases, if you've got the cases module, work the same way, but it uses the case ID. This is all customizable, which I'll go through a little bit later in this video. There's also a section below this, which is log documents. So log documents allows you to upload documents directly within iMIS. In order to do that, all I have to do is select the add attachment. That brings up an add attachment on the page. I can literally drop files into this, or I can click on the upload a file and select multiple files. If I wanted to do 3 files, click open. I can also assign tags to these files. You can set up as many tags as you want. By default, when you're logging a document, the login document tag does get assigned to those documents, but you can add other tags as well. You can see there's a list of custom tags when you select this option. I can also, if I want to, add a note at the same time that will then be linked to all these files by clicking the add note button and filling in the details. There are options to assign that note to a particular staff member or to set a follow-up on that note. But for now, I'm just going to upload the files. That'll go through, it'll upload each file to SharePoint, and then it'll update the links in iMIS, and you'll see the page will refresh, and in a minute, the IQA will show the extra documents. If those documents I just uploaded don't make sense, again, I can click on the file name, change the file name to whatever makes sense, and save it. I can also sort this list by searching for the file names that I have changed. So if I search test, which I just changed it to testy, but I can also sort by tags. So when you assign a tag to a file, you can then sort it by files. And again, you have the 3 options of downloading, deleting, or viewing. Back up at the notes module. If you have the cases module that Zento also provides, you can turn any note into a case with the click of a button. And what that will do is it'll create a case connected to the contact's profile and use that note as the basis for the case. So then you can go and keep track of other things. You can also upload, when you go to the cases module, upload files directly to cases rather than having to upload them to just contacts. So if you go into a case, you will see the exact same setup on notes and attachments where you can upload files to a case. You can do it as well through the Outlook email. Yep. This will all be covered in the cases video, which is a separate video. If I go back to my account, I'm going to also show you how configurable Zidebar is. So let's go back to the notes and attachments page, and you can see that the notes section has a cases option to create case. If I'm not using the create case option, in order to disable that, I just have to come into the Zidebar configuration table. Select there's a configuration option that says cases enabled. If I select that and I edit that and change that to no, and update that record, what that will do is that will then remove that row of cases, the option to create a case from a note. This is also the same place where you come and you can add new tags, as many tags as you want. Sorry, push 12 test to add tag. And then that tag will appear in my list of optional tags. So if I go back to the contact record and I refresh this page, you'll see this case row will disappear on the note. So that's just to show you how configurable Zidebar is. You don't actually have to go in and get us back to make changes. It can all be done through the configuration. And as we continue to develop it, there will be more and more configuration options. Just on the configuration options, you'll see there's a demo version and a USA version. The way we do configuration is we upload any changes to the demo entity, and then you have an option of duplicating the demo entity to your entity and then making any changes. That way we can re-upload the standard and you can just make changes to your current ones. Settings. This is also where you would set what actual document library you want to save files to. So you can separate out cases, contacts, and agreements. Agreements is another module that we build, collective agreements, and you can save the files that are uploaded in those respective modules to different places in SharePoint. And that's pretty much it for Zidebar. I hope this has been informative. And if you would like any more information about Zidebar and how it can work for your organization, please reach out to Zenso, and we'll be more than happy to set up a call and go through it all with you. Thank you for your time.